You assign a group project, and 10 minutes later, you see this. One student is furiously doing all the writing, while the other three stare blankly in opposite directions. It is easy to assume that placing desks close together means students are engaging in shared cognitive effort, but proximity does not create collaboration. To fix this, we have to build a collaboration blueprint. Think of this as the architectural structure required to keep group dynamics from collapsing. Before we break down the steps, pull out your next group assignment so we can map this structure directly onto your lesson plan. Effective collaboration is a highly specific skill that must be explicitly taught, modeled, and structured. Step 1 is the before phase. The goal here is to front-load all structural expectations before anyone starts working. You need to assign specific, non-overlapping roles to every group member. Ambiguity creates the freeloader problem. Assign operational functions. A researcher for data, a synthesizer for connections, and a devil's advocate for logic. Next, tie those roles to a shared outcome. The final deliverable must require the specific output of all those individual roles to be completed. If you provide newly formed groups with vague directions, the loudest voice takes over, and the quietest members immediately disengage. This diagram represents a digital document wireframe mapping out those exact roles. You visually map out your team's accountability structure so everyone knows who is responsible for what. When responsibilities are clearly defined up front, the structure itself enforces accountability. You no longer have to micromanage every table. Now we transition to the during phase, the active execution of the task. You need to build a joint task into the assignment. This acts as a structural choke point where individual work must intersect. For this choke point to function correctly, mutual success has to be mandatory. No individual can finish unless the group finishes. A common mistake is expecting students to arrive with professional communication skills already intact. Those behaviors require training. The first behavioral pillar is active listening. The receiver fully processes information before responding. Second is respectful disagreement. Conflicting inputs merge without breaking the group's momentum. Finally, students build upon others' ideas. These merge to reach a higher, synthesized conclusion. These three specific behaviors, active listening, respectful disagreement, and building on ideas, require you to model them explicitly before the task begins. For example, you can verbally model respectful disagreement by showing them a script. I hear your point about the first variable, but let's look at the second dataset. Teaching this structured interaction prevents group work from collapsing into isolated parallel silos where students just work next to each other. Step 3 is the after phase. The post-task evaluation dictates how students will behave the next time they group up. Grading a final product while ignoring the collaborative dynamic that produced it signals to students that the teamwork itself has no value. To fix this, build a process-focused reflection loop into the end of the assignment as a mandatory requirement. Require students to answer specific diagnostic questions about their internal group cohesion, such as, how well did we work together? Or, where did our communication break down? In this grading rubric table, you can see how this priority shifts. Process evaluation takes up the vast majority of the visual space, shrinking the weight of the final product. Measuring and grading the process guarantees that students will assign high value to the act of collaborating. You have now structured the before, during, and after phases of your blueprint. The result of this planning looks like this. Multiple people leaning forward, making sustained eye contact, and actively coordinating their efforts. Executing this controlled structure strengthens critical thinking capabilities. It forces students to articulate ideas clearly, defend their logic, and process immediate peer feedback. These frameworks train the exact operational skills required in future professional environments, where complex problems demand integrated team responses. This architectural approach converts the completion of a task into unified, shared thinking.